So I'm going to show you in this video how I touch up my images to make them clear and sharp before I use them for my flyer designs. This method helps my flyers pop and they grab a lot of attention. The link to the resources in the description, kindly grab that and make sure you subscribe to Cool Graphics. Let's get started. Alright, so we are in Photoshop and this is the image that we are going to use. Okay, so I had a couple of images included in the resources together with this one, so kindly check the video description for that. So we have 3 layers in here, okay, and this is the background so that we will see before and after. Okay, and I've already taken out the background, so you see we got no background here. Alright, so if you want to take the background very quick, just grab the quick selection or the magic wand and then you just select subject up here. It will make a selection around that and then you can hit Ctrl J to cut out. So let me delete that. Now we have this. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do is go to filter, camera raw filter. Okay, shift Ctrl plus A. Alright, so in this panel, what we are going to do is push few sliders. The first one is exposure. Okay, and we are going to push the exposure small to the right because whatever that we do after here will actually brighten it up a little. So let's just push it. 0.5 is cool, and let's push contrast, okay, to let's say plus 28, and then let's come to texture. Let's push the texture to somewhere here. All right, let's make it 80, and then the clarity you can push it to 100 and we can dehaze it a little. Now let's expose it up like this. Okay, now let's click OK. So this is after and this is before, after a massive transformation there, but this is just the beginning. Okay, alright, so what we're going to do is we need to duplicate this layer. Ctrl J to duplicate. Let's go to filter and then down here we see other, and then the second one, high pass. Click on that. So make sure you toggle the preview and make the radius 0.3 pixels. Click OK. Alright, now let's change the blend mode to linear light. Alright, now with this layer selected, let's hit Ctrl E to merge below. Okay, or you can right click and then merge down. It will merge that below. So let's hit Ctrl J again, but this time let's right click and then create clipping mask. Good. Now we need a certain brush. If I zoom in on the face, you can see there are pixelations on the face. Okay, for the hair and the clothes we need that, so we are going to keep that, but for the face we need to smudge it up. So what we are going to use, or the brush that we are going to use for the smudge, is Cook Brush, and it is included in the resource bar. Before that, let's select the smudge tool. Okay, this is the smudge tool, a hand pointing down, and the first tool, it is in the same group with the blur tool. Okay, so if you don't see the smudge tool and you see the blur tool, just right click and have the smudge tool. Okay, so I already have my brush. Now I need to show you how you can get that. So if you download this and you want to import, just go to Windows and then you have brushes here. Does it. Okay, but if you want to import, just click this guy, come here, import brushes, and then you locate the brush and then you load it up. Okay, already have it here, and drop this down and select the first brush and then close the panel. Now you can control the size, and up here you see strength. My strength is 15%. The strength is very important. So let's say I send the strength to 100 and then I smudge. You see what is happening. But if it is at 15 and then I'm smudging, you can see the difference. Okay, all right, so you can keep it between 15 and 20. Okay, so right now I'm using 20. And one thing you need to take note when smudging is that you can see this area is brighter than these areas. Okay, so we need to smudge the brighter areas and then smudge the darker areas. Okay, you don't need to mix them, or when you are smudging, you just bring the light into the dark. Okay, let me undo that. So all that you need to do is just brush over the skin. Remember, we are using the smudge tool. So I'll start mine, and I'll start within the highlights, so I can decrease the size of my brush. And I can focus over here. So you see up here there are small lines. I don't know how to call that, but make sure you smudge until the skin becomes smoother. And never smudge up and down like this, okay? You would distort that. Always smudge in an arc way. So as I was saying, you can see here is darker than here, and here is also darker. Okay, so we need to smudge here separately, and then here too. So I'll just decrease the size of my brush. Don't smudge the eyebrows, and don't touch these areas. Okay. So with this knowledge, I'm just going to do the rest. Okay, fast forward. So I'm done, and one thing that you need to take note is don't smudge the eyes, don't smudge the eyebrows, don't smudge the lips, because they will bring some sharpness in there and those glossy kind of feel. So right now that we are done, what we can do, we can just right click on this guy, this layer, and then merge down. You can use Control E on the keyboard, and below this smudge tool is the dodge and burn, a group of these guys. So dodge and burn. So with the dodge tool, you can highlight certain areas. Okay, with the exposure up here, mine is at 6%, that's why there was no. So if I push it up, let's say 85, you can see there is more light. It brings out light in there. Okay, so what we can do is you can just bring it somewhere 40, and then just tap, not too much, else you might distort that. So you just click be clicking on the forehead. All right, you add some light there, and over here we are just brightening it up. So with the lips, you can tap on the highlights on the lips. All right, and we can go for the burn tool, and no, let's for the with the burn tool, let's right click and choose a soft round brush for that. Okay, and over here we can, so the exposure is also 9, let's bring it up a little, and we can darken the nostrils and make the brush smaller, and darken this area and darken this area a little. And these are some shadows that we can tap into that. Okay, and we can bring the exposure down to, let's say, 5. It's cool. Can increase my brush and can just get some shadows up here. The difference wouldn't be visible, okay, when you bring there, but it's cool. All right, so now that we have this, we just need to duplicate this one more time because we've lost some sharpness in there. Control J. Okay, and let's go to filter, other, and then high pass, and click OK. 0.3. Now let's change the blend mode, this time not to linear light but to vivid light. Okay, and we can merge it down, Control E. And that brings us to the end of this video. So this is how I touch up my images before I use them for my flyers to make them top notch. So go ahead and try this, and I'll see you in the next video. This is Cool Graphics with the Design Chef. I'm out. Peace.